blaxploitation films often don't get sequels, which is understandable. I mean, they're exploitation for one thing, and two, I guess the audience for it isn't necessarily one that, you know, unless it's a really big one, something that would come along and warrant a sequel. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know all the details in blaxploitation. I'm not a history buff in that category, but I wouldn't be surprised if a good portion of the films from blaxploitation era are kind of one-offs, right? They were produced by, they weren't, like, it wasn't a studio making these things. It was a one-off production, money, put it out, and there you go. So it wasn't like something where you get the money back, you make a sequel, etc., etc. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But after having actually seen this first one, I kind of surprised that Penitentiary II exists. It was a good film, the first one. I just wouldn't have thought it would have gotten enough stuff from it to kind of warrant a sequel. But here it is, including Mr. T. It also has Ernie Hudson in it from the Ghostbusters. And it's directed by Jama Fanaka. Like, it's got Rudy Ray Moore, Donovan Womack. Like, this is the big, well, relatively big names when it comes to this stuff. So, yeah, maybe that's what it takes. So, yeah, I'm again, like, I don't know too much about blaxploitation in general, outside of the few things that I've seen. You know, like, growing up, it was, I think growing up, all I had seen was perhaps Shaft, and I know there was a couple of others. Don't really come to me right now, but yeah, I mean, I wasn't in New York, so I wasn't really, or wasn't doing the, I mean, when we went to the drive-ins a lot growing up, but it wasn't like the drive-ins of old. It was the drive-ins of new, where they showed new movies. Like, I saw Young Guns and Ghostbusters and Back to the Future and things like that, right, at the drive-in. So, I don't know. Weren't showing Penitentiary II, I can tell you that much. But here we go, Penitentiary II on Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. We're going to unbox it now that I've got it all undone. So pull this off and take a look. Here we go. Now, there is a very, very obvious difference. Outside of the fact that this is slightly larger because of, you know, this. Penitentiary II is in white on this regular cover, and on the slipcover it is in red, including the little house, or I guess it's a guard tower at the top. But that's not all. That's not all. In fact, on this cover, everything is matte, except for, and oddly enough, they chose to go with the yellow. The yellow background is in glossiness. I don't know if it's, let's see if I can get that. You know, it's hard to see, but it is there. But what else is interesting is, because of that choice, it's weird. Like, everything is kind of got this embossed nature to it. So, yeah, so it's a different inking. So it looks like they've, I don't know what they did. This is weird. So Penitentiary, like the logo here for the film, that's all embossed. Then these bars are embossed over top of this portion, and this one is. This is mostly because of the ink difference in ink. It's not exactly embossed, but it's slightly raised. Only slightly. And again, all the way around and all the other stuff. It's I wouldn't call it embossed, because it's not really embossed. It's only slightly raised because of the difference in print, like the inks being used and the way it was printed. But the bars are definitely embossed, all these bars, and the title there. So that's interesting. On the side, we've got, this is VS208, and the Vinegar Syndrome, and the logo, again, embossed. Moving on to the back. Here's your slipcover, here's your regular cover. And again, we see that they're very, 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 very similar. All the information is, you know, on this regular cover is contained on the slipcover, but because of the added space at the top, right, that you don't get on the regular cover, we do get the ability to get an extra image. And in this case, they've gone with Mr. T. So you get Mr. T on the slipcover. There, he's also down here, 2 Mr. T's, whereas on the regular cover, we only get the 1. So, interesting. Then we open it up, and, oh, I didn't take off the, had an anti-theft sticker, and I didn't even take it off. Right in the middle of an unboxing here, losing my mojo. What are you going to do? It just happens. Boogity boo. Boogity boo. I should have known better, but I didn't. Alright, here we go. Let's open it up. Now that we got that out of the way. So, ooh, we get some, oh, this is some fancy disc art here, folks. Fancy disc art. So, we get on the Blu-ray is essentially the disc art for the front cover. It does say Blu-ray here, the logo, Vinegar Syndrome on this blue strip, and then the title of the film. Over here is the DVD, title of the film, and this black strip easily identified with the DVD logo and the Vinegar Syndrome logo. But see that? It's got Mr. T on the DVD. Because it rhymes. I'm pretty sure that's why. That and the fact that I don't think they wanted to put Mr. T on Penitentiary II. Maybe they did. Maybe they thought about putting it on the cover. I don't know. But there you go. The DVD is pressed. Blu-ray is pressed. And then we get to see that there is no inserts. It is in the standard clear case from Vinegar Syndrome. No eco cases here, but yeah, you saw it. You saw it. Reversible artwork with Mr. T. So if you want Mr. T prominently shown, you can have Mr. T prominently shown. Outside of that, they are exactly the same. The back cover is exactly the same. Even the same color scheme and everything. So there's your regular back cover and there's your alternate back cover. See? Spine is the same. It's just the front cover is different. Interesting. Interesting. Often, sometimes, you know, Vinegar Syndrome does have different artwork on the back. Often just the colors and such. But it is a difference. And I will point that out if I see it. But not this time. No, not this time. They kept it pretty simple. So there we go. That's Penitentiary II on Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. And I've unboxed it so you know what's going on inside with the limited edition slipcover. Let me know if you've seen the film. Comment down below. Love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Till next video, take care. Have a good one.